everybody, welcome to another episode of After 90. Marie Papadakis here alongside Gareth Wheeler. Now Gareth, TFC did pick up a point against Chicago Fire today at home. It was good for them to be back home after a whole month of not being here, a full MLS play. So how did this game turn out in your eyes?
Well, it started really brightly for Toronto FC. It seemed like a matter of how many Toronto FC goals we would see on the day, and it turned out to be how many goals would be called back. And that was decisive in this match. Jonathan Osorio obviously opened the scoring. He cannot stop scoring goals. And then Sebastian Giovinco looked like he doubled the lead through great interplay with Nicholas Hassler, but that goal was inevitably called back due to VAR. VAR was also used later on in the first half of play, giving a penalty to Bastian Schweinsteiger. Nikolic earned it. After review, they determined Ashton Morgan fouled Nikolic inside the area. Just a difficult time for that call to be made. Then the second half, when the Chicago Fire cut the lead down to 2-1, Nikolic is clearly in an offside position, yet VAR wasn't used in that circumstance, allowing the Bastian Schweinsteiger goal to stand. And of course, Alan Gordon scored in 90+3 in order to give the Chicago Fire a point. But I think the biggest problem is with VAR is just understanding when it's going to be used and how it's going to be used. And there's no denying it played completely against Toronto FC today.
VAR being one of the biggest topics, but for more, let's hear from Michael Bradley.
We should deal better with the end of the game. Frustrating from that standpoint. You always know it's going to be a difficult day. It's a difficult day that gets thrown even more out of whack with the field and with VAR, and there's just a million things on a day like today. But having said that, we should, at the end, we should know how to just close up shop and take our 3 points, and today we couldn't, and that part's frustrating.
So looking to the game as a whole today, what can you take as positives?
Well, there are plenty of positives. It's great to see Victor Vasquez after playing on Wednesday night, being back here on a Saturday and looking back to his top self, scoring a great goal, picking out the corner. A healthy Victor Vasquez is a difference maker for this Toronto FC team. I thought Michael Bradley and Gregory Vanderbilt still played very well as makeshift center backs. Remember, this team's playing today with their 6 defenders who played the most minutes for the team on their way to winning an MLS Cup. The versatility, the way that Bradley and Vanderbilt stuck to their position against the Chicago Fire team that threw everything in the kitchen sink at Toronto FC late, I thought that they played very well on the day. And TFC had their chances on the day as well. Obviously, the VAR calling a goal back. They were buzzing in attack, and their goalkeeper was the Budweiser man of the match, Alex Bono. Multiple big stops, including the Schweinsteiger penalty. I thought he was a top player on the day. So plenty to build on as Toronto FC finally gets back in a state of normalcy. Well, they'll actually have a week off between games, and a lot of them are upcoming here at BMO Field. So it's time to get things back on track, just in terms of their personal and professional lives. And obviously, there's enough quality on this team to see the results come their way.
And for everything TFC, make sure you head to tfc.ca for more.